All right, today's lesson is on the input question. The input question asks, now that we know what we're gonna produce, the next question is, how will the goods and services be produced? Well, what we really are asking is, should we use human labor, or should we use equipment to produce goods and services?
Equipment, it goes faster.
Well, some businesses use mostly human labor. Those businesses are referred to as labor intensive. And of course, there are other businesses that use mostly equipment, automated equipment perhaps. Those businesses, of course, are referred to as capital intensive. Because those equipment, those are the tools of production. That's what capital is, right? So we call those capital intensive business firms. Wait, whoa!
Yeah, hold it.
There's advantages to each one. There's advantages. So we're gonna look first at the advantages of being a labor-intensive business firm.
Okay.
Hang on, here we go.
No, we can.
Put them on. Let's look at these advantages of being a labor-intensive business firm. That means your business uses mostly employees or labor. One obvious advantage is if you did have such a business, you would be contributing to a low level of unemployment. Think back to our 4 primary economic goals. That was one of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, to have low unemployment, we need people getting hired for jobs, which means labor-intensive businesses are helping achieve that goal. It's one advantage. Another advantage for a labor-intensive business firm is that people, employees, are trainable and versatile. So if for some reason, whatever good or service you're producing, you switch it up a little bit because of the changing market, people's demands, tastes and preferences, hey, you can just take your existing employees and train them to do a new task. Fine, no problem. But if you're using tools or equipment or robots or whatever, automated equipment, those things, that equipment can only do what it was created to do. So if you want to change up your business, good luck with that, right? You got to completely retool, buy some new equipment or whatever. So it'd be an advantage to hire people. They're trainable, they're versatile. Questions on that? All right, another advantage being a labor-intensive business firm is as demand changes, demand is the act of buying. So as demand changes, it's easy to hire extra workers or lay off unnecessary workers. So if the act of buying demand goes up for whatever reason, people are buying whatever it is you're selling, and you need laborers, you just put out a help wanted ad, hire some more people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good to go. And then if demand dies off, people aren't buying it as much, just let some people go, lay them off. Right? Coronavirus comes along or whatever, lay some people off. Not good for business, but at least you don't have to still pay for those people once you lay them off. However, if you have a lot of money invested in some equipment, some big fancy tools or machines, and demand goes down, you're stuck with those machines, right? You still gotta pay for them, They're just sitting there idle. It's not like you can, like a worker that you can lay off. You still gotta pay for a machine, make your payments on it, even if it isn't turned on. So there you go, there's some definite advantages to being a labor-intensive business firm. So I can see what you're thinking. I see the wheels turning, all you budding young entrepreneurs. You're saying, when I grow up and become a business owner, I'm going to be a labor-intensive business firm, because there's clearly some advantages. Well, hold on. There's advantages to being a capital-intensive business firm as well. Let's look at those. Some other advantages right here. The capital intensive, again, remember, capital is the tools of production. So you're using equipment, tools, maybe automated technology, not so many employees, just more capital. All right, one advantage, no medical benefits. All right, you don't have to provide health insurance for your machines. More and more employers, especially under Obamacare, were required to provide health insurance, pay for their employees' health insurance. That's a cost to the entrepreneur, right? That's a cost to the business owner. Even if you wouldn't be required, it's kind of competitive, because what if other store in your town is providing health insurance? Well, your business kind of has to also. But if you have lots of machines, you don't have that many employees, hey, and no vacations, right? Machines don't take week vacations. Your employees expect paid time off. Machines don't. Maybe you'd rather just deal with machines, huh? Equipment. Another advantage, no labor unrest, no unions. Anybody here have a part-time job?
No.
I'll bet you I can predict something about your part-time job. Unless you work for your parents, and even maybe then. What do your coworkers do when they get together? In the break room or wherever? Maybe even during work. They complain about who?
Their boss.
The boss, yeah.
Every day.
Kinda goes with the territory, right? Employees are constantly complaining about the boss, the working environment, the uniform they have to wear, the pay, the hours, whatever. It's always something. Sit around the water cooler in the break room, sit around the snack machine complaining, maybe even talk about forming a labor union and threatening to go on strike unless they get paid more. Hey, machines don't do that, do they? Equipment doesn't complain about the boss. Maybe that is an advantage. And then finally, equipment, machines, capital has a constant rate of productivity. So economics textbooks, economic professors, they're always talking about widgets, a term you'll hear a lot. Widgets, what is a widget? Well, it's nothing. It's just an imaginary product that we use to describe things. So let's say you have a widget factory. Your factory produces widgets. And one of the stores that sells your widgets calls up your factory and says, hey, by the end of the month, I need 100,000 more widgets. Can you fill that order? Well, if you're a capital-intensive business firm, it's an easy math problem, isn't it? You know how many machines you have. You know how many widgets they can make an hour. You know how many hours there are left between now and the end of the month. You just figure it out. You can say with all certainty, yeah, I can fill that order. Or maybe it's no, but I can have it by the middle of the next month. Whatever. There's a constant rate of productivity. But that's not the way it is if you have employees, if you're labor intensive. They're not so constant, right? It depends. I have to check on everybody's vacation schedule. Normally I can produce this many a month, but you know, Jacob's due for his vacation next week, and can't count on Aaron, he's always worthless on Monday. Alright, can't count on Gage, he's always worthless on Friday.
Aw.
Can't count on Conley, he's worthless most days. So it's hard to predict with any certainty whether I'll be able to fulfill that order, right? Not so with capital, constant rate of productivity. Alright, so there are advantages to each type of business. So I got an idea. My idea is this, forget about capital. Let's not just be labor intensive, let's have nothing but people. No tools, capital, equipment whatsoever, and run a business that way. What's wrong with that plan?
You can't do it.
Why not?
Because first of all, it'll be forever before something, and you have to have a tool to like, how are you supposed to screw something in?
Exactly, I mean, every business has some kind of capital, right? It might be labor intensive, but there's always some equipment involved. I mean, even the most simple business, a lemonade stand. What's the capital at a lemonade stand?
Parents,
Lemon.
workers,
A
No,
knife,
that's the
a
labor.
lemon
What's the
squeezer.
capital?
Lemons.
A knife, a lemon squeezer.
Yeah, the lemon
A
squeezer,
pitcher.
the pitcher, the wooden spoon.
Cups.
The cups.
Alright. The little sign out front that says lemonade, 5 cents.
Little box
I
of
mean, these are all the
That's
things that
pretty
go into having a lemonade stand. That's the capital, right? So even the most simple business is gonna have some equipment or capital. So that was a dumb idea, my bad. I got a better idea.
No free.
Let's have 0 employees, not capital intensive, just nothing but equipment. What's wrong with that plan?
You'd have
You
storage
need
room full of
social
supplies.
interactions.
Well, who cares about social life? I'm trying to make money.
You'd have a closet full of machines.
So you got machines as long as they're working.
And no one's doing
Machines
it.
break down.
Oh, what
You need
happens
people-
when the
you need-
machine breaks
You
down?
need people to
You're
run
right.
it.
Yeah.
Somebody gotta fix it, somebody gotta maintain it. If nothing else,
The other.
we need
machine.
somebody to come in and push the green button and turn it on,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it might be capital intensive, but there's always some labor. You know, a bookkeeper or somebody to take care of payroll or whatever. So, basically what we're saying with the input question, how will it be produced? There are advantages to labor intensive and capital intensive, but all business firms are a combination of both labor and capital. So what we're really asking is what combination is best? So again, the input question, how will it be produced? When it comes down to what combination of labor and capital is ideal? Should we emphasize labor-intensive businesses or maybe capital-intensive? I don't know, what combination's best? I mean, there's some capital and some labor in every business. Oh, what combination is the best one? Well, there's only 2 solutions, right? A command solution, a market solution. What's the command solution always gonna be? Who's it up to?
Government.
The government. Command economy, planned economy. So, the command solution is, it depends on the goal of whoever's in charge, right? Again, the president, the dictator, the king, premier, whatever. Whoever's in charge will decide. We should be capital-intensive business firms, or labor-intensive business firms, whatever. Depends on what their goal is. An example would be, before your time, but the old Soviet Union, our Cold War enemy. Part of our war with them was propaganda. Right? They were trying to convince the world that communism was superior to capitalism. And one of the ways they would do that during the 1970s, when our unemployment rate was very high, it was over 10%, they mock us. And they said in the USSR, our unemployment rate is 0. See, communism's better.
It's because they killed all the people that were unemployed.
Because everybody worked for the same company. The USSR, there only was one company, there were no entrepreneurs, the government employed everybody. Right, doesn't mean they had a productive economy. Right, so they were extraordinarily labor intensive, just so they could provide jobs for all people, everybody was equally poor. but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
Alright, how about the market solution to the input question? What's the market
Let the
economist
market
always
work.
say?
Let the market.
Let the market work, thank you. And in this case, that means pretty much common sense. To a market economist, they would say, no, command economist, it's not up to the government. Big Daddy government does not know best. Does not know what is best for my business. Think if you're the entrepreneur. You own the business. You are the risk taker. What risk is there?
Losing everything.
Losing money, right? Well, you invested your life savings in your business. You borrowed money on your name, promised to pay this money back from your profits. Whether you make money or not, you gotta pay that loan off, right? With your money. Your name is on the line. Right? It's your business. So you could literally tell the government, it's none of your business, whether I'm capital intensive or labor intensive. Literally, you could say that, right? Because it is legally, completely your business. So who should it be up to? Whether you wanna hire more labor or buy more equipment, who should that be up to?
The owner.
You. It's your business. You're the one with everything to gain or lose. I think you would know best. So, a market economist would say, hey, let each business firm decide according to their needs. They're gonna choose what is best for them to maximize their profits. If they think they should be labor intensive, go for it. If they think they should be capital intensive, fine, it's up to them, it's their business. If they were wrong, they'll lose money and go out of business. Life goes on. If they were right, they might profit from their business, but it shouldn't be up to the government. The government has no stake in that. Let the entrepreneur themselves, each business firm decide for themselves. Very different answer than a command economist to the input question. So, sum it all up. Input question. How will the goods and services be produced? What we're really saying is, should we use more capital or more labor? Some businesses that lean one way or the other, there's advantages to each, so what we're really asking is what combination is each? You can't have a business without tools, and you can't have a business without employees. So what combination is ideal? Command economist says up to the government. Market economist says, nope, let the market work, let each business decide for themselves. Any questions on the input question? What are we doing tomorrow?
Oh, no, the distribution